on CityCast Nashville, we're exploring the city's Latino food scene with Ennis Saba, the content creator behind Nashville Hidden Gems, and our very own producer, Daniel Sumstein. From authentic Mexican food versus Tex-Mex to pupusas, ceviche, and food trucks, oh my, we've got all the spots you gotta try. It's Thursday, September 11th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about.
I grew up in San Diego, and I'm very, biased, but I think San Diego has the best Mexican food in America. But I feel like in Nashville, the big thing is Tex-Mex here. So what's the difference between Tex-Mex and actual Mexican food?
Okay, that's a good question. I would agree with you, by the way, that San Diego has the best Mexican food in America. I mean, it's not really fair. I mean, I will say there's some things that people get wrong about Tex-Mex, and I think it's easy to dunk on Tex-Mex. Part of the reason, though, is just because of a lack of originality in a lot of Tex-Mex restaurants that you'll see across the country. It's like the Chinese food of Mexican food, like the Kung Pao chicken, orange chicken of Mexican food. It can be very, very well done and very delicious. But when you think about the areas where Tex-Mex is coming from, Texas, northern Mexico, a lot of these Tex-Mex recipes are variations of Mexican recipes, right? And many times were from Mexicans who just happened to be in Texas when the borders got rearranged and stuff. So flour tortillas, I mean, that is Mexican. Burritos, these things are Mexican. Sometimes people think just because it's become popularized through Tex-Mex or through Taco Bell that it's not. But frying the tortilla and making a mold like that, tacos dorados, that's a thing. That wasn't something that got invented by Taco Bell necessarily or any of the other Tex-Mex things. But it just became popularized, and then the flavor profile started changing maybe to appeal to a more of a mass audience, versus, probably the salsas aren't as spicy or don't have as much flavor, aren't made a certain way. A lot of the restaurants, they're going more for mass appeal. So they're going for the jumbo margaritas and the nachos and the queso, which can very well be delicious, but it doesn't necessarily reflect everything else that you would find in northern Mexican cooking or even in Texas.
So who does the best Tex-Mex here, in your opinion?
I would definitely put Red-Headed Stranger up there. I think that's a place, to my understanding, they're proudly serving Tex-Mex style cooking, right? I've heard good things about Super Rica. I've never been, but I know they've been around for a while, and people seem to have good things to say about them. Who else is Tex-Mex in town? What are y'all's favorites?
The Chili's on West End.
The Chili's, yeah. I've heard Chili's is having a resurgence. That's what I've heard.
Oh, baby. We'll go. So we in Nashville are so freaking lucky because we have so many cuisines from across Latin America represented here. What's your favorite non-Mexican Latino cuisine?
I would say if it was okay, you had to pick this one cuisine to eat for the rest of your life, I'd definitely go Peruvian. Lots of variety. You have lots of seafood. You have these different influences from migration that happened to Peru from other places. So you have Nikkei is what they call the Japanese Peruvian cuisine, and you just have a lot of variety from their takes on French, Italian, Spanish cooking, and then with the local ingredients. So the choclo, the sweet potato, their chilies, there's all that sort of stuff. So they have there's chaufa is this Peruvian fried rice. It's really good. And then you have, ceviche is Peru's probably, I would say ceviche and lomo saltado are probably the two most popular dishes from there. So you just get a little bit of everything, and they definitely show up when it comes to that level of diversity in their cuisine.
What are people like me missing out on if they stay in the taco burrito genre?
Okay, let's take pupusas, right? Central America, El Salvador, Honduras. These are pre-Columbian foods, right? So these are staple dishes that have been feeding people for hundreds of years. So there's just a lot of variety there. It's really interesting. Even in Mexico, but then you see in Central America, the same ingredients prepared different ways can yield really different flavors and textures. I think there's the joke in Mexico, they call it vitamin T, right? You have tacos, tamales, tortas, all these things, or how really so many different dishes. It's the same stuff, just prepared slightly differently, right? Well, enchilada is when you like fry the tortilla a little bit, you cover it in salsa, and then but like enmolada is when you do that with mole, or la tostada is just a fried tortilla with the same stuff put on top of it. There's all these different varieties of things, but I just think for anybody, I mean, the flavors are not they're not too crazy. Like I feel like people feel like they're gonna walk into a place and they're gonna give them like a fish head or something, and they're not gonna know what to do with it. But I don't think that's really gonna be the case in most Latin American restaurants here.
Would you eat a fish eyeball?
I think I have before, honestly. My dad likes them. I personally am not a fan.
I tried one. I didn't like the texture
squishy,
as much.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get down to your faves across our city. Let's start with best street taco.
There's so many, and it's not fair because I haven't been able to try all of them. And lately I've just given up. I've kind of given up on trying everything. But the one, I will tell you, the one that had my heart first, it's a taco truck on Nolensville Pike. And it could very well be like any of the ones that there are there now, but Taqueria El Dolar number 2. So it's, I think, 3500 Nolensville Pike. I just like it. I think they're consistent. They do a good job. But I will say, driving around, especially Saturdays and Sundays, I'm seeing some setups that are really interesting. Like I'm seeing some people actually bring out like the trompo for El Pastor. I don't eat pork, so I can't tell you what that looks like, but it definitely looks good. So kind of on Nolensville Road around the zoo heading towards Harding, like if you keep your eyes peeled on a Saturday or Sunday, you might see some interesting setups. And the golden rule, you see people eating there, it's probably worth stopping by and seeing how it is.
You said the trompo? What did you say?
Trompo, yeah, that's what they call like the spit that will roast, yeah, or like the stack of meat, and then
Oh, that's my favorite.
Yeah. I can't remember if it refers to the spit itself or the stack of meat itself, but you get those like the crispy edges and
I love Tacos y Mariscos over there on Nolensville too.
Which one? Los Cardenales?
El Amigo.
El Amigo. Okay,
it's nice. Right next to Plaza Mariachi.
Oh yeah, where it used to be a gas station. Yeah, that's good too.
What about best gringo taco?
Well, okay, I thought of a place, but I don't think they want to be called the Gringo Tacos. What are some spots that y'all consider Gringo Tacos? I'm flipping these questions back on y'all.
I know, I love it. I mean, would Redheaded Stranger be that?
Yeah, I think I could fall. I would fall in that category.
It could fall into that.
Cheap Charlie's.
Cheap Charlie's.
Oh my God, I lived off of Cheap Charlie's.
I feel like to me those are. Aren't those more like regular street tacos or?
Like would Ladybird tacos?
Ladybird would be considered Gringo tacos. It's tough. I mean, like I guess like your bar taco and stuff is considered. I mean, I don't know. I guess like. Is it the taco itself or who they're appealing to? Is that what makes it gringo, Because, some of the tacos,
go?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the tacos, it's the same taco you would get anywhere, but it's just they're just appealing to a different market. I wouldn't call this place like a gringo taco place, but I know they kind of do. They're kind of all also along the lines of that, like kind of broad appeal, but Tio Fun, I do like their tacos. I had them once. I thought Tio Fun was really good. One of their partners I know is Mexican, so I don't want to put that label on that for him, but they kind of play into that like Mexican American, like LA, like second gen, third gen Mexican American like type humor and branding. So I don't know if they would like that title or not, but I do like their stuff.
All right, this next one's super important for me, and it's a 2-part question. What is the best burrito? And what are your thoughts on California burritos?
Tell me exactly what defines a California burrito. Is it the fries in the burrito? Is it just the tortilla?
Yeah,
is that really what
the
defines it?
The fries and the guacamole are
the guac. Yeah,
like
I love a California burrito, man. I was really impressed with the food I had in San Diego, honestly. My whole life I've been hearing from all the Californians here, like, oh, the Mexican food in California. Oh, there's no good burritos here. And I'm like, oh my God, can y'all just shut up, right? and then I tried it and I was like, damn, okay, they had a point. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I don't think we necessarily have anything here that was comparable. And I will say one thing though. I'm a believer that the environment is really part of what makes food like taste good. I mean, not just talking about like the actual raw ingredients, but like, look, if you were to teleport a taco stand in San Diego and put it in New York or in Nashville, like, you could be the same people, the same staff, the same ingredients. It's not going to taste the same because there's a difference between eating tacos in an area that's basically like Mexico. I mean, like if you take San Diego or LA and just how big the populations of Mexicans are, then how long they have been there. And that experience of eating like a taco burrito when it's 75 and sunny and you're under a palm tree versus like you're in Nashville and it's just like, we just don't have the environment for that. It's just not going to taste the same. I will say I did have a breakfast burrito that it's not quite the same, but I did have a place, Taqueria M&M on Gallatin, I thought was really good. And then you have, it's a sleeper pick. It's been a long time since I've been there. I think actually Oscar's Taco Shop does make a pretty good burrito.
Yes.
And who else is making good burritos these days? I mean, there's like J-Mas and East. That's another breakfast burrito spot.
I love that you said Oscars. That's like super close to what I found at San Diego. And then also Suiza at the Wash.
Man, I know really that's the one spot at the Wash I haven't tried. I feel bad because I go to the Wash all the time. I just haven't had the craving for it lately.
You always get SS Guy.
I'm getting SS Guy, or I'm getting Soy Cubano, or I'm getting Leche. So they do make a California style burrito.
They do a Cali burrito, yeah. And I messaged them on Instagram and was like, hey, I moved here from San Diego.
Work,
like, yeah, I'm emotional eating your burrito.
Send my compliments to the chef, please.
Y'all know I am a brand new dog mom, and Miss Lottie is very clear about her priorities. Sleeping in, not on her watch. As a border collie, she is relentless. When she wants a walk, she gets a walk. I gotta get out of bed, grab what I can, and head to the park. That's why I am so grateful for Huel Black Edition Powder. That's Huel. It's a complete meal that keeps me full, focused, and ready to chase after my very determined dog. At less than $3 per meal, it's packed with 40 grams of plant-based protein and 27 vitamins and minerals. No added sugar, gluten-free, and it tastes amazing in salted caramel or chocolate. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or post-dog park. And now Huel has a game changer. Super Greens drink in a can. It's called the Huel Daily Greens Ready to Drink. Sparkling, delicious, and packed with 42 vitamins, minerals, and superfoods. Only 25 calories, 4 grams of fiber, 1 gram of sugar, and it's made by dietitians. No powders, no pills, just grab and go. Flavors like blueberry, apple, and peach make getting your greens easy and scrumptious. Try Huel with 15% off for new customers today using my code Nashville at Huel.com/Nashville. Fuel your best performance with Huel today. What about best pupusas and arepas, and what's the difference?
We'll start with my favorite pupusa spot. My go-to for a long time is a spot with the longest name ever. It's Pupuseria Reina La Bendición, right? Really good spot on Nolensville Pike. It's been there for a long time. El Paraíso is really good, so it's also on Nolensville Pike. And then I hear Pupuseria La Esquina is really good as well. I just haven't had a chance to try them. And then an arepa, arepas are going to be mainly Colombia, Venezuela, versus pupusas is going to be El Salvador, Honduras as well. So a Colombian arepa and a Venezuelan arepa will be different. My experience with it is usually like a Colombian arepa is mainly just going to be like butter and cheese, versus like the Venezuelan arepas are usually like stuffed, so they're like these little like pockets stuffed with like ground beef and plantains. It can be more of like almost like a chicken salad type filling. I mean, there's a lot of different types of fillings they do. Venezuelan cooking, sometimes they be going over the top with it. I can't eat there on a regular basis with some of the stuff they be doing. But I do love arepas. I would say, to me, really the best one, he's usually only at the farmer's market on the weekends, but Caracasville, like the capital of Venezuela, Caracasville, great. I think he's like just really does a great job. He's like making everything in the truck, and it's all just really great. That's probably my go-to.
What about best ceviche?
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be the Peruvian spot. So you can either I would go Limo or Leche de Tigre. Either one of those is gonna be, I mean, that's no brainer right there for sure.
For Taco Week this past year, I went to Limo for their signature taco for the week. The most incredible taco of my life.
Yeah.
It was so flavorful. The service was outstanding. I spoke to the server for 10, 15 minutes just about like what the sauce was and, the spices. It was such an amazing experience. And it was my first time in there.
What was in the taco?
Skirt steak, but the flavor was just, and then it was topped with potato chips and like almost like a romesco red peppers sauce. And then I was like, I'm a big hot sauce girl. And whenever I order hot sauce, I think some people don't believe me. And so they give me kind of the mild, but I'm like, no, I really want the hot. And they did, and they delivered, and it was outstanding.
Nice. Delicious.
What about best homemade tortillas?
Like for taking home, I mean, I know Julio, I know Maíz de la Vida. Yeah, they got the restaurant now, but I think the tortilla shop is still open.
Also, maybe like grocery stores.
Yeah.
So those like international markets.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, that's one of those things where you find the one closest to you. Don't even go out of your way. Just type in supermercado, find the one closest to you and see what their selection is. I wouldn't cross town when there's today there's a supermercado in almost every neighborhood.
What about late night spots? We're always looking for those places that are still open.
Man, that's a hard one. Me too. I'm looking too, honestly. These days, I mean, I feel like post-COVID, you don't see a lot. I think at Tapatio stays open kind of late, I think. What's late night to you guys? Is it after midnight or 11 p.m.?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah,
after midnight.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough.
That's why Velvet Taco, it stays open really late. So, and they actually have an app too. So you could just boop, 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 and then swing by at like 12:30 in the morning and grab some tacos.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
So
I mean,
I think they're open till like 2 a.m.
2, yeah. They're kind of
Yeah.
hitting that like post going out crowd. That's smart. Yeah. I don't think I've really tried them, like I'm not the type of person where if I hear something's opening up, like I have to go try it. Like I don't care. I don't care. I need to hear from like I have like trusted sources, and if someone whose palate I really, really trust, because they'll tell me when they don't like something, if they tell me, hey, I went and I tried this and it was really good, like I'll go out of my way and I'll try it. But unless I hear that from someone directly, like it was so good that they had to tell me, I'm probably not gonna go. I'm just not like I'm just gonna eat at home that day. Like I'm not eating out every single meal,
Well, you know what's always open? Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yeah.
What are your feelings on Taco Bell?
I just never really had a lot of experience with the Taco Bell growing up. I mean, I think once or twice, like when I was out, like as a kid and I'm with my friends and like with their families, we would, after practice or something, pick up some Taco Bell. So I had it once or twice and it was okay, but I'm a type of person, like certain things, like I just know I just need to avoid them because I know myself. I'm sure I would find something there that I really, really enjoy and I would get cravings for it. And I'm just like, they're just too ubiquitous, So I would just be like constantly like speaking to me. So I just don't try them at all. Like,
yeah. I haven't had it in 5 years, but
nice.
It's still pretty hip.
Yeah.
All right, listeners at home, we are going to actually make a map of all these things that we have mentioned today over at overlookmaps.com. We'll put the link to that in our show notes so you can visit all these great restaurants and food trucks next time you get that Latino food craving.
On the opposite spectrum of Taco Bell, what's your favorite higher end sit down Latino restaurant?
Yeah, I mean, the two that come to mind, it's going to be Alebrije and Maíz de la Vida. I mean, I think I've known Julio, who's the chef at Maíz, and I've known Edgar, the chef at Alebrije, for a long time. And I think they're both doing a great job. I mean, both very different types of experiences, Have you guys been to the restaurants?
Alebrije is my favorite.
Yeah, Alebrije is great, man. I mean, I think he's doing a great job, and it's the operation is it's kind of like a chef's table type thing. Like, it's just really like a couple guys, they're cooking right there. So it's a really cool experience. Have this, like, it's a small menu, small space. Like the shrimp empanadas he does are just so good, like really, really exceptional. And then, Maíz de la Vida, I'm just so happy for Julio and them, like the growth they've experienced. I'm probably more likely to go to the food truck just because of like, I'm more of a casual diner in general. And what I really like with Julio is I love the collaborations he does, and I love like the specials he does like for different times of the year, like chile en nogada, which is it's like the signature dish in Mexico in September, which is when all the Independence Day celebrations are. So it's like a chili with this like walnut cream sauce and pomegranate. It's really good. So yeah, I just love that he does stuff like that. Like the mole he makes is really good. The quesadilla, I mean, that's what put him on the map. So good. And I love that he's in the Gulch where people can have someone who's like a homegrown talent making Mexican food his way, his style. And so yeah, Alebrije, Maíz, those are the two that I would go to for sure.
It's been so amazing to shout out all these immigrant-owned restaurants, but we do know we have to mention this, that obviously that particular community was really affected and still is continuing to be affected by ICE raids, by just what's happening this year politically. So how are you seeing the fear of ICE impacting the restaurants and the food trucks that you love?
Yeah. I mean, especially early on, earlier in the summer. I mean, it was sad. It was, people were scared to go out, and it was quiet. Like, you'd go down Nolensville Pike, like you'd think it was like Christmas Day or something. There was nobody outside. Everything was closed. I know owners who they used to drive their employees home because their employees were scared to be driving alone. And I think, people, as much as possible, are, going to try to live their lives and continue to do what they need to do. But I think it's still something that has, that people haven't fully recovered from, because it's still happening, and there still is a lot of fear, I'd say. It'll be interesting to see with like this next month, with like Hispanic Heritage Month, but really, I mean, the reason it's a busy month is all the Independence Day celebrations. I'm curious to see just how those celebrations will be impacted, if they'll be as busy as they were in previous years, and just how people will approach that.
We will be keeping a close eye on that. You just announced some amazing, exciting news. Tell us all about Nashville Hidden Gems Restaurant Passport.
So it was an idea I've had for a while. I mean, I'm not the first person to come up with the idea of like some sort of passport, right? There's like coffee passports, brewery passports. But I felt like, with the whole theme of my page being these immigrant restaurants, the international restaurants, it made sense. Like a passport product just like really fits nicely within the brand. And it's been great. The feedback has been awesome. So there's 20 restaurants featuring 20 different countries. Each restaurant has their own like unique stamp that you earn by dining at that restaurant, right? And there's a minimum spend. Some places it's like $10, some places it's $20. And then some places have like special perks, bonuses for people who have the passport. So that was something I really wanted to leave in the hand of the restaurants, because the whole point of this is like, let's support the restaurants. So I didn't want to make it too much of a coupon book or too much of like a discount book for people just like looking for bargains and stuff. But for the restaurants that had something that was easy for them to offer, or just that they would want to offer and want people to try, they were happy to do so. So like some of the there are some perks that are really big. I mean, at Maíz de la Vida, it's a free quesadilla with like, if you spend $25, which is pretty easy to do there. That's like a meal in and of its own, honestly. And then there's La Conchita, which is a bakery, panaderia on Nolensville Pike. Like, you'll get a free slice of tres leches if you spend $10. I think at Limo, you get like a free pair of empanadas. I tried to make it where it was like a no-brainer value from like a customer perspective, but without bleeding the restaurants dry with like, oh, you gotta give them. I didn't want to do that either. So yeah, it's been fun to put a physical product out there with everything being like so digital and stuff.
Yeah, such a cool concept. Where can people get this?
The link is on my Instagram page or the NashvilleRestaurantPassport.com. So I just made a simple like one product page for people to get it. So, I mean, I go to the post office every day. It'll be in your mailbox, and usually the next day, depending on when you order it.
How cool is that? Okay, well, we're going to put that also in our show notes. So folks at home, be sure. We want to sell these suckers out so you can move on to your next amazing project. But again, this is always such a pleasure speaking with you. And thank you for everything that you do for Nashville.
No, thank you guys. This was fun. This was fun to talk about.
So great chatting. Thanks again.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Toodles!